Hello, it's artisan crafter Amy, and this is my latest Trifold mini album. It's 5 3/4 inches square, and I came up with the idea because it's the off-cut size of chipboard from another project I was making. This time I used the Mon Amor pages, and I'm going to go through it and show you how I decorated and finished mine. And then right after it, I'm going to start in where I show you how to construct the base part of the album. Before filming, I had already cut my pieces and attached them down to my cardstock paper. So, the video starts there, right at the end of this flip through. So if you'd like to see how I made this, then follow along. It'll be a 3-part video series. Thanks for watching, and here it comes. Okay, so you want to cut out 3 5 3/4 inch square pieces, one that's 5 3/4 by 2 inch, and one that's 5 3/4 by 1.5 inches. And you want to put them with a square, the wider piece for the left spine, another square, the more narrow piece, and then another square. And how I did that was I took 2 sheets of 12 by 12 and attached them end to end with a slight overlap. And for this project, you have to be careful about your placement because it just barely fits. After gluing it to the cardstock, I then trimmed it down and started to wrap it around the chipboard pieces using double-sided tape. Here I am using another sheet of 12 by 12 and cutting it into 5 3/4. Well, I cut it into 2 6-inch strips, which didn't fit. And so I off-screen cut those down to 5.5 inches long and attached double-sided tape to the back of it. You want to make sure you use good quality double-sided tape because you don't want this lifting up or pulling apart later. We're going to have everything attached to the top of this sheet, so it's very important. I'm going to peel off the backing, attach it down, and burnish it in real time with you here. And then we'll get started on finishing off the outside of the cover, and that'll be the rest of part 1. It would have been a good idea if I had trimmed the length of the paper to suit my project before adding the double-sided tape, but no harm done there. I've saved the piece, and I'll be using it when I make a collage with my scraps later. Okay, when I burnish down the project, I like to work it from both the front and the back of the project, lifting and bending while carefully pressing down. You don't want to break your paper or to cut through it, so you want to work slowly and carefully here. The other thing you want to be careful is when you're laying the papers out on your joined papers is that you keep that seam from the joined papers in the middle and not close to one of your creases where the cover is going to bend. But this is most of the way done. Again, I'm going to finish working the paper onto my chipboard here and carefully working the seams in. And shortly here I'll be showing you how I attach the magnet, and as I said before, easy peasy, this will be done very soon. If you want it upright, I like to keep the wider part on the left-hand side. You can see the split for the seam of the paper went down the middle. Okay, I've come back with my magnets, double-sided tape, and glue. It'll take 2 pairs of magnets for this. You want to make sure you have it upright before you attach your magnets. If you slide the magnets apart instead of pulling them apart, you won't have as much breakage. I'm using really thin magnets that I've ordered from Amazon. There, I get them slid apart. And what I like to do is I use a dot of glue on the project where I'm going to put the magnets and put the first magnet down, and then cover it with double-sided tape to hold it down and protect it, and it'll stay like that all the way until I'm ready to decorate the project. Once I get the double-sided tape on there and over the top, I'm going to grab the matching magnet and let it snap itself down to the first magnet, and that way I know it's facing the correct direction. I'm gonna do that now. Snap them down. I'm gonna show you. See the new magnets just sitting on top there. Then I use a tiny dot of glue in the center of each one of those. And if you make sure your cover is lined up carefully and close it how you want it to close, then it will leave a little glue dot mark where you want your magnet to go. So you take your magnet off, and the side of your magnet that is sticky with glue is the side that goes down to the glue dot that was made. And then we're going to cover these with double-sided tape as well to protect them until we're ready. To decorate it. And you want to be careful not to cover these up with your pocket or anything else. I actually did, and I ended up adding more magnets later. So there it is, all done. The end of part 1. This will be a 3-part series, and I hope you follow along.